Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scott Manning live from Scott Manning YouTube Sports Talk. I want to thank all of my loyal viewers for being with me here during this overnight. The first three games of the New Year's Six and the college football New Year's Six bowl games have come to an end. I'm going to talk about the two national semifinal games, and I'm also going to talk about the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl that was played earlier today. We have a lot to talk about here. I'm probably going to be here about the next 20 minutes to a half hour because we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to hand out the game balls, and I'm going to get you ready for Monday night, January 7th, on what to expect when Alabama and Clemson battle it out for the national title. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a very interesting battle. I'll have to wait and see how that goes. But the bottom line is, there's a lot at stake between Alabama and Clemson. I'll get to that here in a bit. But I want to talk about the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl as well, because I haven't forgotten about that. I know I talked about that earlier today, and I know some of you didn't get a chance to see it. So you'll get my complete reaction again. And I apologize if I'm putting you through I'm putting you through the Peach Bowl for a second time. But a lot of you didn't, some of you didn't get a chance to see it, so you're going to get my complete reaction to that. And I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, Jim Harbaugh will probably be out after the performance in the bowl game today. Well, I'll get to that, but let's have some fun. Let's get right to the show, and let's get started. The Capital One Orange Bowl just concluded just a little bit ago. Alabama beat Oklahoma 45-34. Tua Tagovailoa, what can you say? 24-37, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns. Damian Harris, he may only had 13 carries for 48 yards, but he had 2 big touchdowns in the game. Devontae Smith, 6 receptions, 104 yards and a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 4 receptions, 73 yards and a touchdown through the air, along with Josh Jacobs. 4 receptions, 60 yards and a touchdown himself. For Oklahoma, Kyler Murray tried to take the game on his shoulders. I know he was the Heisman Trophy winner. I understand that. I know he went 19-37 for 308 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had to carry the ball 17 times for 109 yards and a touchdown on the ground. It wasn't enough. CeeDee Lamb, 8 receptions, 109 yards and a touchdown. Charleston Rambo, 3 receptions, 74 yards and a touchdown for him. This game was something to write home about. Alabama had a 31-10 lead at the half, and Oklahoma couldn't get anything going. They tried their doggonest in the second half, but Bama was just way too much. Let's think about it. Tagovailoa, he was 24-37, 318 yards. He had 4 touchdowns. Damian Harris, he had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Devontae Smith had a touchdown catch. Jerry Jeudy and Josh Jacobs, the same thing. Bama dominated this game. Let's think about this. Alabama on first downs, they beat Oklahoma in that department 28-26. Bama was 7-10 on third down tonight. Alabama, 526 total yards to Oklahoma's 471. Now, despite the fact that Alabama was penalized 9 times for 86 yards to Oklahoma 7 for 55, they still won. Possession. Time of possession. Alabama had the ball for over 36 minutes tonight. That's why they won. And when you have the ball for over 36 minutes, you're 7-10 on third down, you have 526 total yards, that's going to win a ball game. Kyler Murray of Oklahoma tried to do everything himself. I don't know what the heck his deal was, but it was a struggle tonight for Oklahoma. They couldn't get anything going. Alabama flat out dominated this day. And that's all there is to it. And the bottom line is, Alabama, once again, is going to play for their 4th straight they're going to play for the national championship. Again. There's no stopping Nick Saban. Tagovailoa, he played his heart out tonight, despite the fact he wasn't at 100%. Well, he needs to be at 100. He better be at 100% when they go to face Clemson on January 7th for the national title, because that's a whole other ball game right there. And I want to tell you, they need to answer the bell. Bama, they did their part. Oklahoma couldn't get anything going at all. And that's all there was to it. That's all there was to it. Alabama moves on to play for the national title after a 45-34 victory tonight. And I'm going to say it now. What are Bama's chances? Well, after what happened in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl earlier in that day, I think Bama will once again have a battle for the national title on their hands. Yeah, after what happened today in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Clemson beat Notre Dame in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl today 30-3. Notre Dame just flat out couldn't get anything going at all. That's all there is to it. I mean, Notre Dame had nothing. Ian Book, 17-34 for 160 yards. He was picked off once. Dexter Williams only carried the ball 16 times for 54 yards. Miles Boykin, 5 receptions, 69 yards. That was it on the day. Whew. Trevor Lawrence for Clemson, 27-39, 327 yards, 3 touchdowns. Travis Etienne, 14 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Ross, 6 receptions, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Clemson defense answered the bell today, too. They had 6 sacks in the ball game. That was huge. And if you look at the stats for the game, Clemson, 26 first downs, Notre Dame only had 17. Here's the thing for Notre Dame, 17 first downs, 248 yards total offense for the game. They just flat out played awful. And they had two turnovers to go with it. Now they only went 5 of 17 on third down. Now Clemson did very well today. 26 first downs, 9 of 18 on third down. That's huge. 538 yards total offense for the game. They were only penalized 6 times for 65 yards. Now they did have 1 turnover in the game. That was the only downside. And they almost had the ball for almost 33 minutes today. For 33 minutes against Notre Dame in the ball game today. That's all you can do. After what I saw today, Clemson deserves to be playing for the national title. Notre Dame, they've been trying to avoid giving up big runs all season. They gave up 2 or 3 of them. I'm sure Brian Kelly's not a happy man right now. And that's all there is to it. And if everybody stops and thinks about what we saw today, Clemson had a 23-3 lead at the half. And Clemson just played it out, grinded out, and they put it in the end zone to give them a 30-3 victory, and they deserve to be, and Clemson deserves the right to play for the national crown. They earned it. That's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all there is to it. And the bottom line is, Clemson got the job done today over Notre Dame. And I'm going to tell you, Clemson earned that spot. And I'm going to say it now. I was very impressed with Clemson, and I was with Alabama. I'll come back and get you ready for Monday night, January 7th here at the end of the show. But I got another bowl game I've got to talk about. I know I talked about this earlier today, and I hate to bore you, but I've got to do it. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Everybody thought this would be a close game all the way to the end. I was thinking 21-17 Michigan, and I think everybody was thinking Michigan may have pulled it out at the end. But Michigan flat out played awful today. Florida beat Michigan 41-15. Felipe Franks, 13-23 for 173 yards and a touchdown. He also carried the ball 14 times for 74 yards and had a touchdown on the ground. Lamarco Perry, 6 carries, 76 yards and a touchdown. He also had 4 receptions for 22 yards and had a touchdown through the air. Jordan Scarlett, 9 carries, 59 yards and a touchdown. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he had 2 interceptions for 83 yards, and one of those interceptions was a pick 6 today. For Michigan, Shea Patterson, 19-30 for 206 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Christian Turner, 7 carries, 29 yards. Nico Collins, 5 receptions, 80 yards. Devontae Peoples-Jones, 6 catches for 40 yards and 1 touchdown. There weren't very many offensive highlights for Michigan. And let's think about this today. Michigan, 14 first downs, 277 yards total offense for the game. That was it. And Michigan's been priding themselves, we're the best rush defense in the country. We only allow 116 yards per game. Today, the Michigan defense, the rush defense gave up 248. And the Michigan rush offense, they've been averaging 214 6 yards per game. Florida shut them down to 71 yards for the game. That was it. The Florida defense stepped up today. And a lot of people have been saying this, and I said this earlier, Jim Harbaugh will probably be getting fired at the end of after what happened in the bowl game and after what happened against Ohio State. In the last 2 games for Jim Harbaugh and Michigan, let's think about it. They go into Columbus, into the horseshoe against Ohio State, they get their doors blown off. Then, after that, and after today, he gets his doors blown off by Florida in the bowl game. A lot of people have said he's going to be out the door. Then I'm going to be out. Oh, excuse me. I've had a long day. But I'm going to be honest with you. I got to go along with that. Should Jim Harbaugh be fired? Yes. After a performance like that in the bowl game, and after getting their doors blown off by Ohio State, and I'm sure a lot of Michigan fans and a lot of Michigan alumni have not forgotten about that. You gave up 62 points when the number one defense in the country gives up 62 against Ohio State, 41 against Florida in the Chick-fil-A in the Peach Bowl. There's a problem. I don't know what's been going on. I mean, Florida only had like 415 yards total offense for the game, but the Michigan rush defense was horrible. That's all there was to it. I'm not going to lie to you. The Michigan's front 7 looked like they didn't even answer the bell at all. Devin Bush, he was hardly anywhere to be found. He only had maybe a couple of big plays, but that was about it. I don't know what in the world happened today. So, do you think Jim Harbaugh is going to be out at Michigan after this performance? I say yes. You get your doors blown off by Ohio State, and you get humiliated in the bowl game. That's all there is to it. And Michigan fans, I saw this on YouTube earlier. There's some Michigan fans that are crying and screaming foul about what happened here today. There's some people that are probably going to be calling for his job. And if I was a Michigan alumni, I would be too. Because Harbaugh has not beaten Ohio State since he's come back to Michigan as a head football coach. He's 2-8. He's like 2-7 against Michigan State and Ohio State. He gets his doors blown off by Ohio State in the horseshoe, 62-39, and then he gets embarrassed, and then Michigan gets embarrassed in the bowl game. Come on. And I'm speaking on behalf of the Michigan alumni. And I know I'm an Ohio State guy. Always have been, always will be. But you need to understand where I'm coming from. I remember all those years that Ohio State had John Cooper. You know what John Cooper will be remembered for? 2-10-1 against Michigan. That's all he'll be remembered for. He only beat Michigan twice. And that was about it for him. And I'm not going to go any further about it tonight. But I'm going to be honest with you. Should Harbaugh be out? Will Jim Harbaugh be out? I say yes. And that's the bottom line, because the big man said so. But not to take anything away from Florida. Florida did what they had to do. The Florida defense stepped up. The defense answered the bell today. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he stepped up big too. Felipe Franks, he definitely did his part. And I'm not going to go any further about that tonight, because I'm going to tell you, it was a great game all the way around. All the games were great, and I'm going to tell you something. The question is, what will happen Monday night, January 7th? I'll give you a little preview of that here in a minute. But first things first, it's time to hand out the game balls. Game ball time. Let's see. For the Capital One Orange Bowl, what we just saw just a few minutes ago, I got 2 game balls to hand out. Tua Tagovailoa, 24-27, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, I'm going to be handing out a bunch of game balls. Take that back. Tua Tagovailoa, 24-27, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. Damian Harris, 13 carries, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Congratulations to you, sir. I'm going to give you a Scott Manning game ball. Devontae Smith, 6 receptions, 104 yards and a touchdown. Congratulations to you, sir. I'm going to give you a Scott Manning game ball. Jerry Jeudy, 4 receptions, 73 yards and a touchdown. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. Josh Jacobs, 4 receptions, 60 yards and a touchdown. I'm going to give you a Scott Manning game ball for the way you stepped up here tonight. And now, for the Clemson Notre Dame game, I got a bunch of game balls I got to give out. Trevor Lawrence, 27 to 39, 327 yards, 3 touchdowns. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. Travis Etienne, 14 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. Justin Ross, 6 receptions, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. And I got to give one. I'm going to give a game ball to the entire Clemson defense. 6 sacks in the ball game. They sacked Ian Book 6 times. And congratulations to the entire Clemson defense. Every single one of you guys are going to be getting a Scott Manning game ball for the way you guys stepped up here tonight. And now, for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, number 7 Michigan, number 10 Florida, I got to hand out 2 game balls. Felipe Franks, 13 to 23, 173 yards and a touchdown. Carried the ball 14 times for 74 yards and had a touchdown on the ground. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 2 receptions, 83 yards and a touchdown. He had out, and that touchdown was the pick 6 that sealed the deal. Congratulations to you, sir. You, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, just got yourself a Scott Manning game ball. And my congratulations to you for that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look ahead to Monday night, January 7th. Alabama and Clemson for all the marbles. They meet again. They've met twice before, each team winning one. Each team winning once. Who will step up? Will it be Trevor Lawrence or Travis Etienne? Or will it be Tua Tagovailoa stepping up? Or could it be Damian Harris that steps up? Could it be Jerry Jeudy that steps up? Could it be Josh Jacobs that steps up to the plate? We'll have to wait and see what happens here. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes the rest of the way. None of my concern there. None to be concerned about. But anyway, with the national title on the line, Dabo Swinney and Nick Saban have seen each other before. Because we got a lot of guys that could step up for Alabama. You saw that today. Tagovailoa and Devontae Smith, watch out for them. Damian Harris, he could be a very dangerous individual too. But let's think about this too. Clemson has Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Lawrence for 327 yards today. Tagovailoa went for 318. That could be very important too. Which defense steps up? We saw Clemson's defense step up against Notre Dame with 6 sacks. Alabama's defense gave up 34. So there's some question marks there too. I will probably go a little bit more in depth, probably sometime next week, probably before Monday night. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes. A lot of people have asked me all week, Scott, if it comes down to Alabama Clemson, who would you pick? I'd have to go with Alabama, considering what I saw here tonight. I may be changing my mind. When it gets a little bit closer, I'll give you a little bit more of a heads up. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go with Alabama to win the national championship. Bottom line. All right. Now, these were today's games. We got 3 more to go. It's not over yet. Now, we got to get ready for next week. We got to get ready for Tuesday and New Year's Day. We got the 3 New Year's Day bowl games. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Number 11 LSU versus number 8 UCF. I talked about this the other night. I talked about this last night. Darryl Mack Jr. and Devin White. You better look out for Devin White because LSU's got a dangerous weapon. Joe Burrow. Think about him too. Now, Darryl Mack Jr. threw for 470 yards in the American Athletic Conference Championship game. But I think LSU is going to beat UCF because UCF doesn't have Mackenzie Milton. I really do believe that. Now, as far as the Rose Bowl, that's going to be an interesting game. But I think Ohio State comes out on top in the end because Ohio State they got Dwayne Haskins, 11 touchdowns, 895 yards in the last 2 games. But the Ohio State defense really has to step up because they're going to be dealing with Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin is a very, very dangerous individual. He's the third all time in Pac-12 rushing with over 5,131 yards. That's a very dangerous. He's a dangerous weapon right there. If Myles Gaskin steps up, look out. Jake Browning, Aaron Fuller, you better be thinking about them. And the Washington pass rush defense is one of the best in the country. They shut down Utah to 3 points in the Pac-12 championship game. I know that was a little while back and about a month ago. But there's something to think about there. But also, too, Washington has a great rush defense. If Ohio State wants to win that game, they got to win it through the air. And that's all there is to it. Now, the Sugar Bowl. Number 15, Texas. Number 5, Georgia. It's going to be a battle of Jake Fromm versus Sam Ehlinger. But Texas has another weapon, a little Jordan Humphrey. But also, too, Georgia has 2 big weapons, DeAndre Swift and Elijah the Real Deal Holyfield. Will Holyfield be the real deal in Georgia's victory over Texas? Or will Texas come out of nowhere and shock the country and upset Georgia in the Sugar Bowl? Only time will tell that. Whoever wants it the most is going to be the team that wins the ball game. And my issue is, if anybody can step up to the plate, it will probably be Georgia. They'll win. I got Georgia taking that 27-20. And I've got Ohio State beating Washington 31-28 in the Rose Bowl. And as far as the Fiesta Bowl, I've got to go with LSU beating UCF 21-17. I think all 3 games are going to be very close. And the bottom line is, it's going to be a battle in all 3 of those games. Hopefully those 3 games will turn out better than the ones I saw today. And as far as Ohio State goes, this is Urban Meyer's last game on the sidelines before Ryan Day takes over. So Ohio State has something to play for. They want to send Urban out on top. Will it happen? Only time will tell that. And I just want to let everybody know, at the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day, the Rose Bowl committee is going to be having a celebration of life for the late Keith Jackson. All those years of calling college football on ABC, he's done it all. He's called the Rose Bowl. He's been in the booth in Indianapolis for the 500 on Memorial Day weekend. He's called the World Series for ABC. He's done it all. But he'll be remembered for his college football coverage over the years. And I'm sure everybody's been thinking about him. Keith Jackson, all the guys that have worked with him. Ara Parsenian, Frank Broyles, Bob Greasy, Dan Fouts. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. Keith Jackson was a legend in his own right. He's been sorely missed. So Keith, we're thinking about you, buddy, as we get ready for the Rose Bowl on Monday. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for taking this time with me here tonight. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Scott Manning. Just all you got to do is scroll down, look for this pretty face, and you'll see all the sports videos I have done so far. And I just want to let everybody know, Friday night, January 4th at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be bringing you the Scott Manning the YouTube College Basketball Show. It's going to be the podcast pregame show to get you ready for the first real Saturday in college basketball, and that's when conference play starts. So I'm going to be going all out on Friday night to get everybody ready for the first real conference play in college basketball on Saturday, and it's going to be my pleasure to bring you the show. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight for the Scott Manning YouTube College Football Postgame Show. I will be doing another video Wednesday morning, January 2nd, to give you my complete reaction to all the New Year's Six bowl games. I will probably be doing that Wednesday evening at about 6 o'clock. And also, too, I'm going to be having a lot to talk about there as well. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and thank you.